Are you a coach or a healer who's just sick and tired of doing discovery calls every day to try to find new clients? Well, if that's the case, then this video is for you.
We all win when we all win. We all win when we all win.
Hey there, my friends. I'm Super Sid, the Marketing Shaman, and I help coaches and healers create their first or their next 10K payday where they go out there and generate $10,000 for their coaching or their healing business in 30 days or less using a profitable presentation. And then today, we're going to be specifically talking about discovery calls and specifically what they are and are they really the best thing in regards to signing up new clients. And we're going to be looking at some different ways that in the modern world, a lot of people are using right now that is not only helping people sign up clients, but helping people sign up clients a lot faster than discovery calls ever did. We're going to be talking about what those are. And in the last piece of this, we're going to be talking about how you can use, these things that aren't discovery calls to make a lot more money for your coaching or your healing business here in the next 30 days flat. Without any further ado, let's head into this video. All right, so first things first, what is a discovery call? What is it? Why do people do it? And ultimately, what is its goal and what is it accomplishing when you put on a discovery call with a prospective client? Well, a discovery call is ultimately you doing or finding discovery with people and ultimately educating people after you discover if they are going to be a good client. The first time I actually ever ran into discovery calls was nowhere near a coaching business. I actually ran across discovery calls for the first time in an agency when I went back, over a decade ago when I worked for a bigger ad agency and we helped people build websites online. We would run discovery calls after they would purchase from us, and that discovery call would ultimately be basically finding out what the project was and then creating, basically a plan to make that project happen. That ultimately is what a discovery call is, but then somewhere down that line, it got skewed to where you were going to start giving free discovery calls, where you could go and basically figure out what their problems are on the call, and then when you figure out what their problems are on the call, paint them a solution that possibly could help them with the problems that they have. The thing is, though, is when you're putting on discovery calls, one of the things that you'll realize, especially, if you're a coach and you're helping people solve one problem and you're helping people get to one solution, you're usually going to answer a lot of the same questions and talk about a lot of the same things. So once we saw that, we realized that quickly we could eliminate, a lot of these discovery calls if we just got all of these people into like a group or into a thing. So ultimately, we understood that a discovery call was really just going to be us going out there and identifying specifically if this person was going to be a good fit for us. This was us running discovery and discovering during this call and during this process, is this someone who has a problem that I can solve with my solution? And ultimately, do I have a program or a package or something that I can help them with that I can then basically start presenting to them as an offer to help them? Here's the thing about discovery calls, though. Discovery calls were extremely time consuming. And as a coach and as someone who was going out there and obviously looking to help and create as much impact as I could with as many people as I could, so not only I could make a lot of money for my coaching business so that I could create more impact and help more people, time was not on my side. There's only 24 hours in a day, and that was one of the first things that I realized. If I started doing these discovery calls, and and my coaching business was, maybe doing good, I'm gonna get maxed out pretty quickly, If I start doing 4 discovery calls a day, each one of these discovery calls, some of you might say half an hour, 45 minutes, that's actually an hour time slot because you actually gotta get up, take a break, refresh, and then go right back to that next call. Very few people, if any, are going to hop directly from one call to another call with no breaks in an 8-hour day. There's going to be breaks, So ultimately, you're going to possibly get to where you're doing 4 discovery calls a day. And then what that's actually going to do is that's going to eat up 4 hours of your day, which is to a lot of us, half a day for the average person, But it's going to eat up 20 hours of your work week. Those 20 hours of your work week are going to be spent with people who are prospects and ultimately discovering if they are someone that you could work with. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend 20 hours of my week working with people who actually need my help and less time trying to find people who could possibly be a good fit for my help. I'd rather attract people who already know they need my help instead of trying to go out there and teach people or educate people that they might need my help down the road. It's just a completely different way of looking at it, and ultimately when you start attracting people who already identify that they need your help because they understand this problem that you solve and they understand the solution that you're going to provide them, it becomes a lot easier for you not only to have to get on there to educate them, but just getting them to come to you so you can start putting on a demonstration, start showing to them exactly how you could help them based on the stuff that you've helped them with, not through building a plan of what you could do, and then ultimately they are going to make their own decision, start getting your help a lot faster. Before I go into the second half of this video, where we are specifically going to break down the specific model that we use with profitable presentations, and really the thing that got us away from discovery calls to where we haven't run a discovery call right in almost a couple of years, but specifically by taking discovery calls outside of our business, it actually helped us increase our business by over 400%, and ultimately, right, not only increased it by 400%, helped us sign up over 250 clients for our coaching business in under 1 year. Before I start talking about that, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out new and exciting videos every single day showing coaches and healers so they can go out there and they can make more money. Specifically, go out there and create their first or their next 10K payday where they generate $10,000 for their coaching or their healing business in 30 days or less. Make sure to click that button below and subscribe. All right, so we went over what discovery calls were, and we went over kind of like the bad side, or like, the negative side to discovery calls, which really comes to time, right? Like if you're gonna hop on 6 or 8 calls or 4 calls a day, I might as well just get those 4 people right on one call and then do an hour-long call, so they're gonna go have those 3 hours back and ultimately go use them to get more people to come to another presentation the next day, right? So ultimately, right, what we identified and what we realized was, what if we literally just started doing that? So what we started doing was instead of having these discovery calls where we were averaging around 15 to 20 discovery calls a week, which was taking up a lot of our time, energy, and all of that, we honestly just started asking people if they wanted to come to a workshop, and we would help them at that workshop and answer any of the questions that they had that workshop, show them what we could help them do, and then ultimately at the end of that workshop, just like we would on a discovery call, make an offer to help them. And what we would find is even though we were on those discovery calls and spending all those times, by putting on these virtual events, we would be able to sign up just as many people, and a lot of times usually a little bit more people, because they were virtual events, because people were working and we were demonstrating how we could help them at these events. It wasn't just us talking about an idea and theory. We were actually showing them how we could help them at these events. We would get a lot of, just as many, or if more, right, a lot of people that would sign up for us at the end of these events or through coming to these events, and ultimately it became not only a place for us in our coaching business to sign up a lot of people, it became a place for us to save a lot of time so that we could go and create a lot more impact to people who were paying us. But Sid, like, that sounds great. I want to put on virtual events. I've heard of virtual events. I've heard of events. Like, of course that makes money. But only people like Tony Robbins, Brendon Burchard, Russell Brunson, the big guys, right? Only the big guys can put on virtual events like that. Only the big guys, right, are sought after, or kind of have the clout to be able to put on an event. I can't. You're thinking to yourself, I can't get hundreds of people to come to an event. That's not what this is about, right? We're not looking to go out there and look at getting hundreds or thousands of people to come to an event like Tony Robbins or Dean Graziosi or one of those people. Tony Robbins, actually his first event was 5 people. Yeah, 5 people. And then you know what he did? He ran a second event, and then a third event, and on and on and on he went, to where now he fills up stadiums. But it didn't start as stadiums. It started with 5 people. At my first event, or my first virtual event, what we call a profitable presentation, I had 3 people. 3 people that showed up, and and now we're averaging a lot more than 3 people that come to our presentations. But ultimately, I want to let you know that we all got to start somewhere. And ultimately, right, what we want to do is we want to start basically bringing these people to these profitable presentations every single week, which is what we did, and ultimately put on this profitable presentation showing people, right, the solution to solving their problem, and then ultimately asking them at the end of that presentation specifically if they would like to continue getting our help more. By just asking them at the end of that presentation if they would like to continue getting our help more, we noticed that we would get multiple people on average at the end of our presentations that would sign up with us and ultimately, right, start the journey of wanting to work with us as a new client in our coaching business with our coaching services and our coaching packages. And we found, and what we proved, is that we are actually able to not only sign up just a little bit more people, we were able to sign up over 400% more people and 4 times our coaching business by using virtual events than using discovery calls. And I'm confident when you start using virtual events and you start using what we call profitable presentations inside those virtual events, you'll start seeing an increase in your coaching business just like we did. Are you a coach or a healer who's ready to get rid of discovery calls and actually ready to go out there and possibly start using virtual events or events in general to go out there and start signing up clients at mass and multiple clients at a time? Well, if that's the case, and I just got done with my brand new Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack, and I'd love to give it to you absolutely free. Now, what my Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack is it's going to be everything that you need to go out there and build a profitable presentation that you can run at a virtual event so that you can use this profitable presentation at that virtual event to make more money and specifically get on your journey to reaching your first or your next 10K payday. You're going to get my template, you're going to get my script, you're going to get my slides. Again, everything that you need, walking you through step by step to where you can just plug and play and go and build your perfect profitable presentation that you can use to go out there and sign up multiple clients every single week. It's down here in the description. You can go down there right now and grab your free copy of the Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack right now. And don't forget, we all win when we all win. Let's go out there and let's make a choice to win today by not only subscribing to this channel, but going down there in that description and grabbing your Perfect Profitable Presentation Pack right now. We'll see you in the next video.